What is up, guys? It is your boy Zay back again with another video. So in today's video I am going to be ranking the entire MCU. Now keep in mind, this is based off of my personal opinion. So if there's a movie that I rank that's rather low or high, just please be respectful, okay? Alright, so we got 28 what is it? 28, 7, 6, 5. We got 24 movies, and we got 4 shows, so that's 28 altogether. Yeah, 28. So, yeah, so I figured I'd rather do this because Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is coming to Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K Ultra HD. And also on Disney Plus, which I have here. So yeah, I'm basically doing this video because of that. So, and of course I'm gonna be doing a Blu-ray unboxing for when that movie comes out. So, and for quite some time now, after more movies get releases, TV shows on Disney Plus, I'll do another re-rank. So, let's get started. Alright, coming in at number 28 is going to be Thor: The Dark World, the sequel to the first Thor film. Everyone knows this movie's trash. I mean, the Asgard stuff is pretty cool. We get to see more of Asgard in this one. You know, Anthony Hopkins as Odin had a better performance, I think, in this. Basically, this movie, the best parts of this movie is Tom Hiddleston's character, which is Loki. That's like the only best part about this movie, is the Loki stuff. The Loki scenes are pretty good in this. And like I said, the Asgard stuff is cool too. What really brings this movie low for me is because of, the villain, Malekith. He's not really a good villain. I mean, he's one of the more forgettable ones. So, but, yeah, everyone knows this movie's trash, so, for me, it's no excuse. So, Thor: The Dark World coming in at 28. Alright, coming in at number 27 is going to be Iron Man 2. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Iron Man 2 for what it is, but, of course, this was the first movie to have, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. How did I forget her name? Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. This was her first movie to be in of the entirety of the MCU. What really brings this movie low is because it's basically a commercial for the Avengers. So obviously this movie came out before the Avengers, like years before the Avengers were a thing. So, of course, you got Samuel L. Jackson in there as Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, the final battle scene with Whiplash and this like Iron Man suit, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. So, I mean, the War Machine stuff is good. Yeah, it has good parts, but just the story alone is just, I don't know, it just didn't really do it for me. So, Iron Man 2 at 27. Alright, coming in at 25. This might shock some people. It's the first Captain America movie. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I do love Chris Evans' performance in this movie. It's pretty good. And I love the whole story with the whole World War II thing. The Nazi guy, what's his name? Red Skull is a good villain. And I thought Peggy Carter was good in the movie. Bucky Barnes, before he becomes the Winter Soldier, is good. I like the relationship between Steve and Peggy in the movie. The best friend relationship between Bucky and Steve. It's just, okay. Just like Iron Man 2. But it's better than Iron Man 2. I love the fight sequences in this. Like, it has a better story than Iron Man 2. Um, but yeah, Captain America: The First Avenger. It's coming in at number 26, right? Yeah, 26. The only bad thing I got to say about it is, I don't know, they could have really developed his character much better in this. But as the movies go on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, its acting gets better and better. So that's the only complaint I have with this movie. So yeah, Captain America: The First Avenger at 26. Alright, coming in at number 25 is going to be Iron Man 3. Now, why did I put this below Captain America: The First Avenger? Alright, so, I mean, obviously, what we all thought was going to be the main antagonist, the Mandarin. It's a pretty depressing moment of the movie. Basically, his plot of the story is just a terrorist on TV. He's not a real villain in the movie. So he's just an actor, you know, he's famous, he's, you know, drinking on the couch. It was pretty goofy, so I was like, what is this? What is this? But no, the main villain in this, what's his name? I forgot his name. But he's played by Guy Pearce. I don't know, I forgot his name in the movie, but he's the main villain in this. I thought he was good. Like, he had a lot of potential in this movie, though. He did. So, I don't know, the final battle sequence was pretty cool. All the Iron Man suits coming together for this big final fight at the, what it looked like to be a shipyard or something, right? Because there were a bunch of shipping containers. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the Iron Man 3 is just, it's not a bad movie, but it's not a good one either, so, yeah. Coming in at number 25. 24 is going to be Captain Marvel. I mean, it's good for an origin story. That's all I got to say about it. Obviously this movie came out 2019, so, but it takes place, you know, before the Avengers were a thing. So this is basically where it started off. I mean, obviously Iron Man was the first one that started it in 2008, but if you're watching these movies in timeline order, then it's from Captain America: The First Avenger, then this. It's because both movies take place in, like, what, the late 90s or something like that. So, yeah, but, I love the performance of Samuel L. Jackson in this as a much younger, de-aged Nick Fury. I thought that was pretty neat. So, but, yeah, Captain Marvel, I got nothing else to say about. The villain is okay. You know, this guy right here. That guy. He's okay. But the rest of the movie is just good. It's not the best, but it's good. Alright, what are we now? It's 7, 6, 5, 4, 24. Okay. Coming in at 23 is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. The sequel to Ant-Man. It's okay. You know, it's okay. I think it's on par with Captain Marvel. It's not the best sequel. It's not the best movie of the MCU. But I like the whole the shrinking in this one was much better than the first one. There's a lot of shrinking in this movie. The villain Ghost wasn't that threatenable. She's just thrown in there, I guess. So, yeah, in the end, it's alright, so the ending, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but it's pretty big, so, for what it is, so, but Ant-Man and the Wasp, you know, it's okay. Not a good one either, though. But, coming in at 20, right? 22. I keep losing track, guys, so I apologize for that. Let me see. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, 22. Coming in at 22nd place is Thor, the first one. This movie's good. You know, it's not bad. It's just here, you know? Obviously, I think this one had the best Tom Hiddleston as Loki performance in this. When Asgard is there, I mean, we don't get to see it much because the whole movie basically takes place on Earth. Which I thought it was a good plot for the movie, you know. Odin sends him to Earth as like a punishment for being selfish, for being the king of Asgard, but we'll just have to wait and see what Thor: Love and Thunder does. You know, the 4th Thor movie that we're gonna get really soon. I don't know. Is it gonna be somewhat on par with this, or is it gonna be like a different movie? Like, you know what I'm talking about. So, Thor, it's a good one. It's not a bad one either. All right, coming in at 21st place is going to be Age of Ultron, the sequel to the first Avengers film. Oh my god, I love that case. Look at that case. Look at that case. Nice and red to match up with the theme of the movie, I guess. But now you might be asking, why did I put this below Thor? You know, alright. It's good for what it is. I like Ultron as a villain. But his goal at the end of the movie is pretty stupid. Like, you know, obviously I'm not going to spoil too much, but his goal at the end of this movie is just... It doesn't turn out good. So, and I mean, obviously, it's another movie where the Avengers win until we get Infinity War, of course. But, you know, bing bada boom, happy ending. So, yeah, Age of Ultron, I don't know, it's an okay one. It's definitely not a good one, but it's okay. Alright, coming in at 20th place is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This movie's good, but it's not great. Like, you know, I mean, obviously, as we go through with these Marvel Cinematic Universe sequels, they start out from trash to, like, the greatest thing ever. Like, you know, and this is a perfect example of a good but not great sequel. I mean, obviously, the ending is pretty good. It's pretty cinematic. The Yondu death scene, oh my gosh. Every time I watch that, I'm like, no, don't go, Yondu. You're the best, man. Yondu, we will miss you in the MCU. Now, obviously, I loved his character more in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But his character in this, I'm not saying it's terrible. It's pretty... Like, his character from the first to this is over the top, so... Yeah, it's like that sort of thing. But, now, obviously, it's a father and son movie. Quill reuniting with his dad. And things turn out to be pretty bad at the end when it comes to him. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say it turns out very, very bad at the end with his character. Yeah, this is just a good sequel. So, Guardians of the Galaxy at 20th place. Now, coming in at 19th place is going to be... What If? Now, I do like this show, What If. I thought I thought the show was good. Obviously, I wish these MCU TV series would have physical releases, but we're stuck to watching them in digital with Disney Plus. But, You know, what if I looked? The animation is gorgeous in this. I thought it was pretty good. The last episode was pretty great. But my favorite episode has to be the one with episode 2 with what if T'Challa was Star-Lord. Like that one, like I was speechless. I was speechless on that second episode. But yeah, just what if. The only reason why I put it at 19th place is because it's one of the more recent ones. Now, obviously, we're getting a Hawkeye in November, so that's gonna be pretty cool. We'll have to wait and see what that TV show offers us. Alright, so that's coming in at 19th place. Number 18 is going to be The Incredible Hulk, starring Edward Norton. Oh my gosh, I really wish they would have stuck with Edward Norton. The reason why I put it at 18, right? 18. Number 18. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, yep. The reason why I put it at 18th place is because, you know, it's a great movie, but it's just, I just wish we had more of Edward Norton as Bruce Banner as the Hulk. Now, obviously, the studio did him pretty trash. You know, so I don't know. This is my favorite Hulk movie, and I just got nothing much to say about it because, you know, some people don't claim it as a movie in the MCU, but it is because of that whole after credit scene with Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark showing up. So that's the whole reason why people, I guess, count it as a MCU film because of that after credit scene. But yeah, The Incredible Hulk is coming in at 18th place. Alright, 17 is going to be Loki. So Loki's good, you know. Has 6 episodes. What If have 9. So the ending shocked me in this. With the whole, you know, I don't want to spoil it because it's so good. It's like the ending in this is so good. Like the whole show is basically about, you know, Loki, and he's teaming up with another version of himself, which is a female. Her name is Sylvia in the show. So he teams up with her, and they have to go try to stop, like, the person that's, like, you know, causing the whole show for what it is. So yeah, Loki, man, it was a great show. I was not expecting it to be a show that it is right now. So yeah, Loki coming in at 17th place, right? 28, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 8, yep, 17th place. Alright, coming in at 16, Black Widow. Now, this is one of the more recent ones. I love this movie, man. I love this movie, and I love the case to it, too. It's got that, like, scarlet red. So, pretty much matching up with the case. But, this movie is good, man. It's just really good. I saw it in theaters with my sisters, and we loved it. We absolutely loved it. You know, coming home, we were, you know, just talking about it like, throughout the whole night after we saw the movie. You know, seeing it on Blu-ray, it looks good. It looks really, really good on Blu-ray. The sounds are bombastic, and the characters are pretty good. The villain, though, if I had to say one negative about this movie, is Taskmaster. So, I don't know. You guys will see what I mean by his character. I mean, obviously, he's a character that mimics the other Avengers when it comes to their weapons. You know, he's got a shield, he's got the hot guy arrows, like, all of that stuff. But it's good fun. This movie is good fun. obviously my favorite scene in this is the prison break scene when they break out their dad out of jail, so to help them track their mom. So that was pretty cool. So with Black Widow coming in at 17th place. Alright, 16. Where is going to be WandaVision. So it was the start of Phase 4. So it was basically the one that introduced us to the multiverse. Because if you stop and think about it, the whole show is basically expanded to at a level where things aren't like real. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. The villain Agatha was good. You know, she's rumored to get her own show pretty soon. But yeah, the characters are pretty good in this. My favorite episode is the Halloween episode. You know, where they're dressed as like the well, when it comes to Wanda and Vision, they're dressed as their comic book counterparts. So that was pretty cool to see. That was my favorite episode of the whole series. But WandaVision coming in at 16. Alright, coming in at 15. Yeah, alright, coming in at 15 is Ant-Man. This movie is good. It's really good. So, obviously I love that case. It's black. It's nice. The negative for me, though, is the villain Yellow Jacket. I mean, he's a pretty generic villain when you stop and think about it. But yeah, the shrinking stuff is good. I mean, look at that case. Look at that case. The artwork always gets me, so that's why. Yeah, the characters in this movie is pretty good. I love, what's his name in the movie? He's the comedic friend of Scott Lang in the movie. He's like, yo, bro, it's all this, it's all that, yada, yada, yada. That character, you guys know what I'm talking about. He is funny in both this and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I can't remember his name, but he's pretty much the comedic dude in the movies. So, but yeah, Ant-Man is a great movie. Alright, next one is going to be Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie's great, man. It's really, really good. Like, I mean, obviously this was the first Tom Holland solo Spider-Man movie. So, you know, after Captain America Civil War and his first appearance in that airport fight scene. Yeah, man. This movie is really, really good. I love the villain Michael Keaton in this, which is the Vulture. I thought he was good as a villain. Like, when he's in the movie, he doesn't, like, bore you or anything. He's just a very entertainable villain. Now, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. He's not in the movie much, but when he is in it, it's good. I mean, obviously, I don't see why he had to be in there. I mean, obvious, because he was his mentor before he died in End Game. You know, but he did die, so, which is sad. But yeah, man, and I love this cover. I love this. See the back; he's upside down, but when you flip it, that is funny. Every time I look at that, it's hilarious. But yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming is a great movie. It's a great, fun action movie. So there you go with that one. All right, next one is the Avengers, the first one. So. Yeah, oh my god, this is a great, great movie. Now, obviously, this is the first movie that we got the new Hulk. You know, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, not Edward Norton. Now, his Hulk in this is good. When he's in Age of Ultron, it's just a mess. A real mess, so. So his best performance is in this movie. So yeah. Now obviously the final battle in this scene, which is the aliens come to New York and the Avengers have to stop them. So, and I loved. Can we talk about that after credit scene in this where they all go to eat at that restaurant? Was it shawarma? I think it was. Yeah, shawarma. Yeah, it was shawarma. Tony Stark brings it up at the end. You guys want to go have shawarma? That scene was pretty hilarious. I mean, the whole restaurant is wrecked because of that whole fight. So it's just them eating in that table with the cleaning lady, I think it was, right? That scene cracks me up every time, but yeah, this was basically the first team up movie that we got. So, and by the way, I saw all of these movies in theaters. So, yeah, when I saw this in theaters, I was just shocked of how the movie was when it came to the famous and iconic scene with Tony Stark and Steve Rogers with their first argument scene. Put on the suit. What does that make you? Like, I love that scene. It gets to the point where you're like, are these two really about to fight? But they don't. They just argue until he's like, yeah, put on the suit. He's like, yep, I know. Yeah, The Avengers is a great movie. Obviously, from Black Widow, we're getting into the good stuff. So, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, a great sequel. This is a perfect example of a great sequel because it has good stuff in it. Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier, his first appearance as the Winter Soldier is fantastic. I mean, I love the final battle scene with him and Captain America. It's brutal, it's action packed. The Falcon's first appearance in this. Where is he? There he is. It's good stuff, and that opening scene with Steve jogging with Sam, which is the Falcon. They're just jogging around, and oh my god, the scene is so iconic and pretty good. It's pretty great, and obviously Samuel Jackson's in it. Scarlett Johansson's in it. Now this movie has probably one of the best performances as Scarlett Johansson. Samuel L. Jackson isn't in the movie that much because he got shot in the movie. I forgot who, but he's in the hospital basically throughout the entire movie until the ending. So, yeah. The movie is great, man. Check this one out for sure. Alright, coming in next is Guardians of the Galaxy. Great movie. It's a great movie. It's much better than the first one. Now, obviously, I'm ranking these from worst to best, as you couldn't tell. It's a great... Every character was really developed wonderful. It was really good. Drax has a good performance in this. Like, everyone in this movie has a great performance. The We Are Groot scene, it's so iconic. It's so iconic at this point. Now, obviously, we're gonna get adult Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So that's pretty great. I wonder what the plot is going to be for the third movie. I don't know. What is it gonna be? So, you guys can let me know in the comments about that one. So, yeah, Guardians of the villain in this, what's his name? Oh my god, Ronan. There we go, Ronan. He was good. He was a really good villain. I mean, he is not like one of the generic villains of the MCU, at least for me. So, yeah, you'll just have to watch the movie to see what his character is like. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is a great movie. Alright, next up we got Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel to Homecoming. And then after this, we're gonna get Spider-Man No Way Home in December. 2 months! In 2 months! Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be probably one of the biggest movies of the MCU. It's probably gonna break Avengers End Game, so Spider-Man No Way Home is no exception. It's a great sequel. A great fun sequel. Jake Gyllenhaal, this guy, it's good as the villain Mysterio. You know, I love the scene where he messes with Spider-Man's mind. He's like putting him in this epic, you know, visualized, well put together illusion scene. And it's so good. It's like, it's very good. Yeah, obviously it's one of the more recent ones, I want to say. So I'm not going to really say nothing much about it. You'll just have to watch it for yourself. But yeah, man, this is a great sequel. Alright, so next we got Thor Ragnarok. It's one of the better Thor movies. It's of the three Thor movies that we've gotten, this is the best Thor movie until we get the fourth movie. But yeah, it's a funny movie. It's very, very funny. It's not over the top funny, but it's very funny. Obviously, we got the Hulk in this movie, which is the second best Hulk movie, I guess. So now it is rumored that we are going to be getting is it a show or movie of Hulk starring Mark Ruffalo's version of the character? But yeah, apparently that's going around. I don't know if it's going to be a show on Disney Plus or if it's going to be a movie. So I'm not sure, but you guys can let me know in the comments below about that also. But Thor Ragnarok is a great movie. Now, obviously, this is the last movie to have Anthony Hopkins as Odin. So he's not in it a lot. He's only in it for like, what, 2 minutes? And then boom, he's gone. Because he passed away. And the villain in this, which is the sister of Thor, I believe also the sister of Loki, I'm not sure, but she is a good villain in this. She's not very generic. I mean, Hela was a great villain. There she is right there. Look at that. Look at that. So she's basically the one that wants to rule Asgard, and yeah, but Thor Ragnarok is a great, fun action movie, especially the final battle sequence. Asgard gets destroyed. You know, it's pretty much a force. You know, he has to destroy his own home to stop Hela. So, and I thought that was pretty emotional to see. So, but now we got Asgard on Earth. So that was funny. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok is a good one. Alright, coming up next is going to be... oops. Oh, what did I do here? Okay, so next up we got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Man, this is probably one of the best shows on Disney Plus when it comes to the MCU. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love the episode where Bucky and Sam fight John Walker, you know, to get the shield off of him. And it's action-packed, dude. It's like action-packed back and forth. You know, the 6th episode, which is the last episode, oh my god, it's good. It's really good. When he finally becomes and accepts to be Captain America, it's really good. I'm not going to spoil much about it because, like I said, it's one of the more recent ones, so you'll just have to check it out for yourself. Alright, so now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Alright, so coming in at 6th place is going to be Black Panther. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. Miss you, man. When I heard the news that Chadwick Boseman passed away because of cancer, I was pretty upset. I was pretty upset because he's Black Panther to me, and if they dare to recast someone as the character, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. So he is just a good Black Panther. The scenes are pretty cool to look at on screen. The soundtrack, you're getting good Kendrick Lamar soundtrack vocals in this. I mean, just watch the credits and you'll know what I mean. And yeah, it's a great movie. I love the chase scene with what was it? Like a vibranium car, right? That his sister was driving back at Wakanda, but she wasn't driving it while Black Panther, Okoye, and his love interest were out. It was pretty much the car steering on its own with no one in it. That scene was pretty cool. The CGI in this movie, man, you can barely tell that it's there. Except when you get to the final battle sequence, I think you can notice it a little bit here and there. But oh my gosh, dude, even Michael B. Jordan as the villain, Killmonger, he is a great villain, and I would love... I mean, probably we're not going to see him in the sequel because he killed himself. But, spoiler alert. But, yeah, this movie is just great fun. So, yeah, Black Panther coming in at number 6. Alright, coming in at number 5 is going to be Doctor Strange. A very good movie, too. It's a good example of how visual effects can be. Because the visuals in this movie, pretty damn good, I will say. It's pretty good. And obviously he's going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. So the visuals in that movie are going to be even better. So, oh my god, just watching that trailer and watching the whole city. Like, oh my god. Like, okay, so it pretty much looks like this. You got the buildings, you know. The visuals in this movie, you know, basically the movies that he's in, like Infinity War, End Game, and obviously we're gonna get him back in No Way Home, and the sequel, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is, of course, gonna be directed by Sam Raimi, who did the Evil Dead trilogy, the Spider-Man trilogy, and now he's doing this movie. I mean, you know, the sequel to Doctor Strange. So, yeah, pretty good. And obviously, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange is a great character. He looks like Doctor Strange from the comics. So, yeah. So I'm glad they got someone good to play his character. Really good. All right. So coming in at number 4 is the OG, the first Iron Man movie, the first thing that kicked off this whole MCU journey. Oh my gosh, man. When I saw this in the theaters, I was like, whoa, that's Iron Man. That's Tony Stark. Like, I was like 8 years old when this movie came out. Like, literally, this movie came out a month after my, the month I was born, which is April. So seeing this movie was like a dream come true. I saw the trailers and I was just like nonstop talking about it because of the trailer. And then I saw the movie in May, and it was just so damn good. And it's still a good movie to this day. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Tony Stark. One of the best performances as Iron Man, dude. I mean, his performance is good in Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. But this is his best solo Iron Man movie yet. It's his best one. At least for me. The villain in this, where is he? Is he on the back? There he is, right there. I forgot his name in real life, but he's the villain. And he's Ironmonger. You know, when he gets the Ironmonger suit, he's called Ironmonger. And that scene was so cinematic, dude. It was, like, so good. But yeah, Iron Man, it's a fantastic movie, and it's what kicked off this whole journey. Alright, coming in at number 3 is going to be Captain America Civil War. Man, people's theater reactions to this one were so on point. So on point. And obviously it's the first movie of Phase 3. 2016, this movie came out. And it's basically the first movie to introduce Black Panther and Spider-Man. So I thought that was pretty cool that they did that. And can we talk about that airport fight scene? It's probably the most second cinematic scene throughout the whole MCU. I mean, the MCU in general has good good visual scenes. But the airport scene in Captain America Civil War, bro? It was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty fire. It wasn't short. I feel like it wasn't too long. It was just perfect. It was like at the medium level. It was perfect. And that's what I love in action movies, is that the fight sequences aren't short. They're not long either. It's just in between. I love that. So this movie has a perfect example of showing that. So yeah, Captain America Civil War, great movie. It's a great movie. Coming in at number 2 is Infinity War. Now I was so debating whether or not if I should put this at number 2 or End Game at number 2, because both movies are pretty good. So I was like, which one? What's gonna be number 1? Infinity War or End Game? So I put Infinity War at number 2 is because it's one of the best one. It's like the second best movie of the MCU. That's all I'm gonna say. At least for me. Some people will put this at number 1, which is understandable. But I'm putting it at number 2 is because it's the second best MCU film. And just seeing all the characters from the entirety of the MCU, well, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because they had their movie, because that movie was coming out after this one. So, but Ant-Man did show up in Endgame, so there we go with that. But this was the first movie in the MCU to have all your favorite MCU characters colliding in one movie. And I thought that was damn good, and I hope we get a movie similar to this in the future. And can we talk about this cover? It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, obviously, Nebula's blocked because the sticker, but she's there, holding her sword. The movie does have emotional parts. I will say that. My favorite fight scene in this movie has to be the Titan scene. The first Titan scene. You know, when they're pitting Thanos down to get the Infinity Gauntlet off. That scene was so dramatic. It's so action-packed. And it was so visual. Like, the visual effects, the CGI in this movie. Just from the beginning to the end, you could barely see that it's there. And this movie is just a perfect example of that. So Infinity War, it's one of the better ones out there. Alright, coming in at number 1 is obviously Avengers End Game. Now, this movie was the first one to be 3 hours long. And who knows, we might get another 3-hour movie, and that 3-hour movie might be Spider-Man No Way Home, because of what's going on in that movie. But who knows? Who knows? It's rumored that it's 2 hours and 32 minutes long, so obviously they might change it because it's still in early development, right? So yeah, Avengers End Game. Let's talk about it for a little bit. Now obviously this movie has to be at number 1 because the whole time traveling thing, them getting the Infinity Stones at the time, you know, the fight sequence at the end, was it long? Not too short? They were listening to us, man. And who thought in one movie on the MCU that we will get all of the characters fighting against Thanos and his Black Army, which is his crew, basically, his crew name. It was this movie that did it, so... And I thought that was the best scene in the whole movie. That whole fight scene at the end, with all your favorite characters fighting against the Black Army. I said Black Army, I meant Black Order. The Black Order. So, it's Thanos' army's name, so... The Avengers versus the Black Order. Good stuff. Very good stuff. But yeah, End Game is coming in at number 1. Alright, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this entire ranking of the MCU. Holy crap, 24 movies and 4 shows. 28 altogether. Holy crap. Well, if you count Shang-Chi, that's 25, but I don't have it here, but when I do get it, and when I get more of the movies in Phase 4 and whatnot, and when we get Hot Guy and more TV shows, I'll do a re-rank in the future. But yeah, dude, this was a hell of a journey, and I'm glad I didn't miss out in any of these movies in the theaters or streaming on Disney Plus. So I'm just very, very happy that I got to see all of these in the theaters. I'm still mad that I did not get to see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the theaters. But I'm getting it on Blu-ray, so that's something. So, now obviously that one's coming out on November 30th, but it's going to be available on digital on November 12th. So, yeah, man. This was a hell of a journey, man. I mean, look at all of these movies. Hell of a journey, man. The shows, too. Hell of a journey. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I enjoyed making this video for you, people of YouTube, and just thank you guys so much for watching, and more videos will be coming soon. Peace out.